I'm Keith Mackey, Technology Director at ITF, the Industry Technology Facilitator. ITF is a not-for-profit organisation owned by 29 major global operators and service companies. Our key objectives are to identify the technology needs of our member companies, to foster innovation amongst the academic and developer communities, and to facilitate the development and implementation of new technologies. To set some perspective to this challenge, the oil and gas industry provides employment for around 400,000 people across the UK, with around half of that number being employed in Scotland. In May 2012, an oil and gas industry strategy for Scotland, developed by the Oil and Gas Industry Leadership Group, was launched by the First Minister. The strategy targets higher long-term recovery rates, that's taking more oil out of the ground than we leave behind, greater exports and £30 billion annual sales by 2020. One of the 6 priorities for action identified in the strategy was to identify clear priorities for innovation and accelerating technology deployment, including a long-term research and development plan and greater coordination of public funds to support the rise in recovery rates. The average hydrocarbon recovery factor in the UK continental shelf, or UKCS, is currently around 40%, while other regions of the world experience far higher recovery rates. For example, Norway achieves recovery in excess of 70%. The ability to increase recovery rates has the potential of significant economic impact, and the size of the prize for the UK economy is clear. Research undertaken by Scottish Enterprise shows that every percentage point increase in recoverable reserves from the North Sea would result in an increase in economic output of £89 billion and £22 billion of tax revenue. To equate this to the strategy target of taking recovery rates from 40 to 50%, it's estimated that the use of, for example, enhanced oil recovery EOR techniques in the North Sea would result in an £890 billion increase in output and £220 billion of taxation. In the UKCS, it's becoming increasingly important to accurately find ever smaller reserves and to better visualise the reservoir fluids and characteristics. It is vital to maximise field life and to embrace new technologies and techniques. There are many areas of focus for technology innovation, however 3 are potentially of highest priority. With regards to EOR, techniques employed for increasing the amount of oil that can be extracted from an oil field is one such area. EOR can take many forms: gas injection, the injection of chemicals through polymer flooding, microbial injection, liquid carbon dioxide superfluids and hydrocarbon displacement, thermal methods such as fire and flood. Research and development of new and innovative oil and gas ideas and technologies which could directly or indirectly help the EOR process would increase the ability to improve recovery rates. Secondly, new techniques and technologies to improve the reliability and integrity of the North Sea's ageing infrastructure of pipelines, platforms and subsea hardware will help to maximise field life to the full. Many facilities are operating well beyond their intended design life and could potentially remain in use for many more years. Keeping this infrastructure in good working order remains a significant challenge. Finally, non-conventional hydrocarbon production represents huge potential. These are sources of oil and gas which require different extraction methods to conventional hydrocarbons. Sources include shale gas, shale oil, tight sands, gas hydrates and coal bed methane. Typical techniques used are horizontal drilling and hydraulic fracturing. The prize could again be huge, but unconventional resources by their very nature can be difficult to assess. Unconventional recovery is less mature in the UK, and so legal, technology infrastructure and environmental challenges all have to be resolved. Technology innovation and development in these key areas will be hugely important in ensuring that the oil and gas strategy for Scotland targets are met.